Welcome to a special Independence Day episode of the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Con Show powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is the new bar standard, Vyapak Desai on ADR, innovation and legal impact. We are joined by a legal trailblazer who has shaped not just practice but policy. Uh, he is now counsel at Vyapak Desai Law Chambers, a seasoned arbitrator and a respected name in the corridors of commercial law and dispute resolution. With over 2 decades of legal excellence spanning across Nishit Desai Associates, MCIA, CIARB India, Vyapak's work lies at the intersection of global standards and indigenous reform. He's more than an advocate, he's an architect of alternate dispute resolution in India. In this episode, we delve into his leadership journey, the nuances of arbitration in a rapidly changing legal landscape, and his belief in law as a tool of service. If you believe in justice beyond litigation and leadership that blends intellect with empathy, this is an episode you won't want to miss and will discover Vyapak as a person also. So, welcome, Vyapak, to today's Coffee Conversation episode.
Thanks a lot, Amir, for this invite, and it came at a very right time in that sense, and that's how I believe in coincidences, or we call
Divine.
some divine
Working for us.
intervention or whatever. I don't know how to define it, but I just started the practice, my independent chamber practice, on August 1 of this year, and this invite came. So thank you
Yeah.
for the invite, and thank you for the Coffee Conversation show to put my episode on a very important landmark, which is our Independence Day. So thanks again, Amir, for this kind invite and introduction to this show. Thank you.
Yeah. So, friends, this will be like what do you say? August is a festival month. So last week we did with starting with Apna Nayantara, then Vandana Pai, now with Vyapak. There are other coffee speakers also. So tomorrow it will be like traditional dress in Indian dress, and we'll be meeting with another coffee speaker, and it will be full celebration. Apna. So like Independence Day, then apna Parsi New Year, then apna Janmashtami. So a lot of exciting things happening at Coffee. So it's not only we cover the journey, we also celebrate festivals also with the coffee speakers.
Sure.
So let me explain you the flow and the format, Vyapak. There will be 3 rounds: professional, personal, and a surprise rapid fire round where you'll be
Okay.
in the hot seat and use inspiration, legal AI 101, which will help you in your practice.
Nice. Thank you.
So, friend, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Con, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup, SMEs, world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question, Vyapak, how has the journey shaped up, and what were the key defining moments you had?
So obviously, never thought about talking about the journey, because when you are part of the journey, you are only looking at the next stop, right? You never look back and think what went behind. But I guess you have given me this opportunity to think and look back as well, uh, from the rear view mirror, as we call it, while driving a car. But yes, I think for me, the law profession started 25 years, exactly 25 years ago, in August of 2000, when I got my, we call it Sanad. I got my bar clearance in Gujarat High Court, and then came to Bombay with the law firm I used to work with, Singhi and Co. in Ahmedabad. Then joined Nishit in 2005, and here I am with Vyapak Desai Law Chambers. So hope for more exciting journey ahead.
Wow, that's interesting. Apna, journey. Okay, so let's dive deep in conversation, Vyapak. What are some of the biggest misconceptions about ADR in the Indian legal ecosystem, according to you?
I won't say misconceptions, but I think there were skepticism when I entered the profession. ADR, you very normally said ADR, but what it means is alternate dispute resolution. The word alternate has a meaning to it, right? Alternate to what? And alternate to litigation court system. That's how alternate dispute resolution came about. And I always said, or rather not thought at the time when I started the practice, but now I feel that if it was called parallel dispute resolution system, I think there would have been less of skepticism or misconceptions, because at the end of the day, this is nothing but a parallel dispute resolution system where courts and litigation system is practically providing the kind of support and intervention it requires for the parallel dispute resolution system to work. And we'll discuss some of the issues as we go along in this interview. But I think it was less of misconceptions and more of skepticism, because the process was not working. Alternate dispute resolution system was not giving a real alternate. It was becoming nothing but a court system. And I think those misconceptions took the ADR back to the court system, and it was just moving in circles, rather than taking some of the elements of giving a speedy, efficient, less costly alternate dispute resolution system to particularly commercial dispute world. So yeah, that was my take initially when I joined the profession.
Wow. So that was about ADR. Let's go to ODR. I did coffee with apna Namita Shah, founder of Presolve 360 ODR platform. How do you think apna ODR will have the future in apna next 5 years in the Indian legal system?
Sure. So ODR, again, just to elaborate in and to bring the context, right? ODR, what we generally understand is the online dispute resolution system. Now, that is where I feel there is some misconceptions. The moment you talk about online dispute resolution system, the first question we have been asked all the time is, does that mean there is no judge? Does that mean there is no arbitrator? Is it that the technology will give you justice? And maybe at some point in time and there are many instances even today where technology gives you results or judgments based on factual metrics, but broadly ODR system, the way it is designed and implemented so far, is to bring efficiency in the justice delivery system through use of technology, without overstepping in a way of the process of justice. So when it comes to implementing the process of justice, whether it is implementation of law, whether it is human intervention, application of mind, justice also requires a very important principle of equity, and not only broad implementation of law. So those elements, obviously the technology cannot overstep. Ethics, right? And reasonableness, all those elements are very well imbibed and embedded in the justice delivery system. Technology only brings in the efficiency, speed, and some sense of transparency. And I would, in a way, define ODR in that form, rather than bring technology as a monster in that whole process, that people feel, oh, this is not for us, because we don't want a machine to decide what is right and what is wrong, while sometimes machine may be a better judge. but that's not justice delivery system is all about.
Wow. So now you have become a vice president of Arbitration Bar of India. Uh, so what do you have your अपना ये vision कि how should it ये the bar of India ABI forms up in next 5 years, and how does it contribute to the skills of the arbitrators in India compared to a different globally?
Sure. So I think again, India has adopted alternate dispute resolution system for several decades, several hundred years, right? Uh, Ultimately, it culminated into our 1996 Act, which is the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996, which took into account our 1940 Act and Enforcement of Foreign Judgments Act and Foreign Awards Act and so on and so forth. Uh, so I think since 1996, the impetus on alternate dispute resolution system was very high. India was one of the first adopter of UNCITRAL model on arbitration law. First, one of the first adopters of New York Convention on Enforcement of Foreign Awards, and that brought in the 1996 Act, bringing all of that together in a composite legislation. What happened thereafter was series of not very uh, positive events supporting arbitration in India. And to take a little time before I go into ABI, but when I started practice in 2000 and almost for another 10 years, up to 2012, when one of the most famous judgment, Balco came in, there was all doomsday discussions about arbitration. Uh, and somehow I figured out that there are three main elements of arbitration. One, the councils, right, who are part of the arbitration. Uh, and Arbitration Bar of India is all about the councils. Second, India was only doing ad hoc arbitrations. And India was lacking international system of having institutional arbitration, and that's how I got inspired and was instrumental in setting up Mumbai Center of International Arbitration, and we'll talk about it, MCIA. And the third element is arbitrators themselves. We never had trained arbitrators, and that's how I got involved with Chartered Institute of Arbitrators UK, which is primarily focused on training of arbitrators. So I think when I saw that there were three main elements which really were the reasons of misconception or skepticism that we started talking about, I thought I should do something about it.
Yes.
And ABI is a step in that one part of the three problems that I noticed. Originally in 2012, I convened a forum called Indian Arbitration Forum with the same intention, which in a way has now taken a shape into Arbitration Bar of India. And the whole idea is to create Arbitration Bar of India comprising of practitioners, experts, arbitrators across India to support and bring the cultural shift and the mindset for the alternate dispute resolution or the parallel dispute resolution system to work in India. So the vision for ABI is to you make this bar very, very strong and in support of bringing the change it requires for ADR to succeed.
Wow, beautiful. So thank you for leading with the next question. Uh, your vision, I'm very impressed. ABI, MCIRB. So you are, what do you say, a torchbearer of the developing young arbitrators in India through different initiatives, through providing them a platform to come together. So that is very impressive. So now, what qualities do you look for young lawyer, which is very essential to become a good arbitrator and become ADR experts?
Sure. I think obviously the field of lawyering, the field of advocacy, and becoming an advocate is too wide, and it encompasses many facets and many factors to take into account. But let's focus on ADR at the moment, because otherwise we'll be talking many different things. I think the biggest uh, uh, misconception or biggest mistakes lawyers make when they look at ADR is they feel understanding and mastering Arbitration Act is the end of all. I think one doesn't understand that Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996 is just a tool. It's, yes, it has certain substantive provisions, but it is only a medium, it's only a process of conducting the arbitration with certain substantive provisions of law and certain procedural provisions of law. At the end of the day, the underlying dispute is either a commercial dispute, either a shareholders dispute, a corporate dispute, sometimes even technology or an IP dispute, or a real estate dispute. So one cannot become a good ADR professional unless they master the underlying provisions of law and underlying acts, which ultimately are getting adjudicated as part of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996. So I think one suggestion or one advice that I usually give to most of the young lawyers is try and broad base your understanding of law. Don't simply focus on arbitration procedures and arbitration procedure law thinking that is all that one needs to know, because ultimately you need to win or lose on the merits of the case, which has nothing to do with the arbitration law.
Ah, beautiful. So let's go to a cross-border arbitration cases. So what are the key elements you consider when you work on a cross-border dispute resolution?
So I think cross-border dispute resolution, when I came into the practice, was there. It's there for last 25, 30, 40 years, and many other senior lawyers used to practice even before I became a lawyer. But I think it was far and few. And The obvious element is understanding of transnational laws, right? Private international law, public international law, but more importantly, the study of comparative laws. Because when you are doing an arbitration, let's say seated in London or seated in Singapore, there are many, even if the contract law or the substantive law is Indian law, there are many elements which come on its own because the seat is outside India. So one needs to understand some of those provisions to marry with your merit law or the substantive law. Otherwise, you will ultimately falter in actually getting your dispute adjudicated and enforced in the given jurisdiction. The other thing is, while we in India, we even in India, right? While we are all in one country, appearing before a judge in Bombay is different between appearing before a judge in Delhi. It's the same law, same English language, but we speak differently, right? Now, just juxtapose that position in an international scenario. People come from civil law jurisdictions, common law jurisdictions, hybrid law jurisdictions. Culturally, they are different. They have very different views on different countries and races and religions. So one needs to also take into account many other softer aspects and put your law in a particular fashion to make sure that it obviously doesn't transgress the four corners of law, but it is presented in a way that it is accepted in the form and manner the other side understands. So I think there are obviously many different elements, both on the merits of law and the other softer aspects.
Thank you for leading me to my next question. How do you stay grounded while dealing with high stakes dispute cases?
I don't know. I think it's not about high stakes or low stakes. It's about your
Stakes.
personal way. Even for low stakes matter, I've seen people not staying grounded, right? When you win or lose. So I think, and unlike many other professions or many other jobs that a person is performing, there is a lot of win and lose which happens in a legal profession, right? Every day you go to court and you win an adjournment, you win a judgment, you lose an application. So I think the element of success and failure is very much part of our daily process, and I guess the possibility of failure, the possibility of success, the uncertainty around it, and the amount of preparations and the amount of hard work and the amount of putting efforts is so high that if you don't stay grounded, I think you will lose your way. So I guess the profession demands that you stay grounded. Otherwise, I don't think you can be successful.
Wow.
At least for a long time.
Correct.
Maybe for short time you can survive, but in a long term, if you are not grounded, then that's not something will keep you afloat as a lawyer.
Wow. So let's go maybe down the lane, Vyapak. What has been your most challenging, interesting arbitration case, and how did it shape you professionally?
So obviously, a lot of those still stays confidential sometimes, or sometimes it's not a great idea to talk about, cases in that form and fashion in a show like that. But
Which are the merits of the case?
I
This 5 years
understand.
journey, Vyapak,
I
we know
understand.
what
I understand.
speaker to share about.
Sure.
If it's public domain, we apna speaker himself or herself shares that
I
this is the
know.
client name. We just need merits because we want young arbitrators to understand
Sure.
how Vyapak, a senior professional, handle
Sure.
that.
No, so without taking names, I tell you, when I, in fact, originally when I joined Nishid Desai, I was actually, leading capital markets practice
Ooh.
as part of corporate and transactions team, doing M&A, private equity, and ultimately leading, our practice doing IPOs and whatnot. But because originally I was trained as a litigator, it came naturally back as a practice, and and then what happened, because we were quite focused on cross-border work, it came very naturally that our initial matters were all cross-border. I did very limited domestic work at that point in time when I started the disputes practice at Nishid Desai Associates. And I tell you one example or one story that Singapore was just becoming a hub for arbitration, and nobody used to go there. In fact, there were hardly Indian cases in Singapore in 2008, 9, 10. Now, of course, the story is completely opposite. But I got a case which was seated in Singapore, and the law was not very clear whether to get interim reliefs you can go to Bombay High Court or go to Singapore. And innovation, creative legal solutions come very naturally to an NDA. And we thought, if Singapore is the seat of arbitration, why not go to Singapore court considering some other elements of that case where the respondent was a non-Indian and we wanted some relief outside India. And I flew down to Singapore overnight, landed there having no idea of what to do, except I knew some lawyer. I landed up in that office and told, look, we wanted this relief and we want to go to court in Singapore. And they said, you don't go to courts for this, right? In Singapore, you go to an arbitrator, and why courts? I said, that's what we do in India, right? If it is an arbitration, you go to courts. And they were very reluctant. I explained the position. And even in those times, 15, 17 years back, filings in Singapore courts was online. We used to get SMS and emails that it's all filed and you can come on this day between 1 and 2 p.m. for the hearing and things like that. So it all fascinated us, and ultimately we got the relief the client wanted.
Wow.
And the senior advocates here in Bombay obviously had suggested to go to Bombay High Court, and I took that risk, punt, gut feel, and client, and thanks to the client, they came along with me on that issue, and we got exactly what we wanted as the part of the process. So the journey, gives you those kind of opportunities. Sometimes the risks take you back in the bad phase, but sometimes the risk takes you leaps ahead. And some of these ideas that we could implement at that point in time actually gave the impetus on the cross-border space, which ultimately I did much more than the domestic space.
Beautiful. Okay. So, yeah, I'm planning a panel discussion. See, during coffee, I get ideas of what next to do with the coffee speaker.
Sure.
We're now is part of the coffee tribe community, and हमारा हक बन जाता है. So with Pooja Anand, you must be knowing, she's after me के by have a panel discussion on arbitration, do something. She's in touch with me regularly.
Sure.
You, her, then Arush Khanna, and it will Namita Shah. It will be like ADR versus ODR.
Oh yeah, we'll do
Which
that.
one to go for and why?
Sure, we'll do that.
Yes.
We'll do that. Happy to be part of this journey.
Because I made promise to Pooja कि भाई let me find something interesting topic to talk about, and touch wood see. As you said, divine give you to come from your journey at independent your chambers, and recently I did with Namita Shah ODR, ODR platform.
Correct.
Others also have done. Ryan Reyes, he's a CEO of the ODR platform in Australia, but he's also working for Indian region also. So
we'll be very happy to support.
Yeah. So as you said, like, he knows what to do at what time.
Correct.
And makes me meet people in this journey, and the conversation continues.
Sure.
So thank you for leading me to my next question, Vyapak. 15 years back, you saw the technology in Singapore. Now let's come to present times. With technology influencing arbitration procedures, how do you see AI or digital platforms becoming mainstream in ADR?
Sure. I think AI is up for grabs. I think everyone is talking about it. There is a lot of positivity around AI, but there is a lot of negativity or skepticism or fear about AI as well. I think AI coming in justice delivery system is as serious as one can imagine, right? Because I can only see two professions equal in that sense of the seriousness and importance. One is the medicine, because one can only imagine what will AI do to medical profession, right? And because it directly affects a person with their life. But what do justice do with people's life? I think it's the same, right? It can make or break everyone's life or anybody's life who goes through the journey of justice, whether it is a personal issue, whether it is matrimonial issue, whether it is commercial issue. Corporates die and leave if they don't get justice, right? So I think, of course, AI is here to stay. At least I have not heard anybody saying that AI will, it's a fad and it will fade away. So it's here to stay. Question is, how do we integrate as part of the
Yes.
process, and how important it is to make sure that the ethical practices, the transparent practices around AI are are taken into consideration while putting AI into perspective. Uh, I know some international courts, uh, like the UK, the Silicon Valley Arbitration Association, the London courts, and now even our courts in Kerala have brought in certain rules and regulations as to how AI should be implemented. So there are again three elements where AI would come in, right? One is how lawyers would use AI,
Yeah.
and question is whether there will be enough checks and balances when petitions are drafted, pleadings are made, submissions are done, because courts go by what lawyers say. Lawyers are officers of the courts.
Yes.
So you need to be very clear that you do not misuse AI or also overstep to bring in anything which is not inaccurate so far as the use of AI is concerned. Second is use of AI by the institutions, whether it is the court registry, whether it is an arbitral institution like Mumbai Center of International Arbitration, or any other justice delivery system like ODR, which Namita is running. How AI will be used for the purpose of connecting the disputes with the justice. And the third is the arbitrators or the judges themselves, as to what if judges simply put the two sides arguments and say and ask the AI to give a judgment and sign it off. So there are three elements, and we need to make sure that we implement it gradually and with the right checks and balances. We cannot ignore it, we cannot put it away from our systems, but definitely it's going to get integrated in the process. And there are many such great examples where AI has already crept in into our court systems in India. There were matters where Delhi High Court has taken a note that look, ultimately AI is only a knowledge sharing, or at least converting knowledge into some kind of a process, but you cannot just simply rely on that. There are publicly available judgments, and there are judgments where judges have asked the parties to use AI and bring certain better elements to the case for better understanding the issue under disputes. So I think everyone is open to use it,
Yes.
but with the right checks and balances.
Yes. Thanks for sharing what you say, how to use AI and how AI will be useful for the legal industry, uh, the lawyers you said, then the judges, the justice system. I had a coffee with Jesse Anglin. Uh, he is what you say AI visionary, has made 50 plus agentic AI. He shared about one thing everyone will agree. Okay, AI is the next industrial revolution that it will impact. Now you're seeing in legal, but ये I witnessed AI in अपना I was at one of the ये seminars or conference where I saw AI in action for sales process, then HR, so many things के by you can अपना use it. So he said कि by all these processes will be impacted by AI, and there are agentic AI tools will be made, and processes will be automated. And we will need special people to use those अपना ये the
Sure.
processes. So you have to upgrade your skills.
Sure.
So अपना that's why he made it कि भाई next industrial ये revolution it is coming in,
Sure.
but use it ethically.
Of course.
He mentioned
That's
that. कि
that's
भाई,
the biggest
yes. So I had shared with him
learning.
one thing कि भाई people are going to AI to ask कि how to solve my कि I'm going through depression and they're treating them AI as their अपना therapist.
No,
He said भाई
that's
that's very wrong. Uh,
in fact, Sam Altman recently said that don't use it as your therapist. In fact, he came out and said that in
Yes,
public domain.
and he also shared recently कि भाई whatever you are discussing on the AI platforms that can be used against you in the court.
Sure.
Court,
Yeah,
court
he
of law.
has said that publicly.
How it becomes, we'll have to see.
That's true.
Some
That's true.
it will be given. Then people will stop. Okay, what to share, what not to share on these
Correct.
platforms.
That's
So
true.
now, so we have seen that now colleges also integrating, implementing अपना ये AI in their courses like Jurisphere and others are doing it, and we are seeing law firms also developing their AI tools like Nishit Desai has done, Khaitan has done, apna, and that's very impressive to make the lawyers more enabled, empowered. And someone shared in my coffee conversation by to become an apna AI lawyers.
Yes, that's true.
So, yes, and it's impressive that by colleges like apna Nalsar, ILS started being what do you say, paving other colleges to follow them.
That's true. The next generation of lawyers who will be successful is lawyers who use AI effectively
Yes.
and efficiently. I
Yeah.
think that's the next phase of success.
Yeah. Okay. So my next question, Vyapak, you have held leadership roles across organizations. How do you balance advocacy with policy reform?
I think advocacy, even generally in a plain, simple English language, if you don't add the word legal, itself means that you are advocating or you are taking certain, aspects forward. And it comes naturally, I feel, to lawyers. And unless you help the policy making, you help the ecosystem of justice delivery system better. What you are giving to the next generation is the same problem to solve. I think problems are not going to go away from anybody's life in any generation, however or how many problems we solve, right? But my only wish and endeavor is that we give different problems to solve to the next generation, rather than they solving the same problem which we are solving. So I feel contributing to policy making at least takes away the existing problems away. Maybe new problems come in for different reasons, not because of our solutions, but let the new generation deal with new problems rather than the old problems.
Wow, beautiful. So, Vyapak, how's experience been using Litera Compare and other legal tech tools, and how did it help in your work?
Oh, I think again, even with Singhi and Company, where I started, and of course Nishit Desai Associates now for last 20 years, use of technology was possibly one of the strongest tool that we were provided as lawyers. And whether it was use of simple solutions like compare of documents, to bringing in our own AI platform, a NIDA at Nishit Desai Associates, to maintain the confidentiality we just spoke about, and to make sure that the ecosystem is guarded enough to not make things publicly aware, or clients don't suffer because of some of the use of AI tools. I think we have really got benefited, and I by that use itself, I strongly feel and believe that one cannot ignore the use of technology, whether in the legal field or any other field. And so long as it is used for enhancing the experience and effective delivery of your services, I think one should definitely look at it. And automation, industrialization, or any other form of development which has happened over last 200, 300 years is nothing but the same. Today, of course, the scale and the expectations of future is little unnerving, because we don't know how it will pan out, unlike other technologies in the past. But I guess as a human race, we'll figure that out.
Wow. So, Vyapak, how has the leadership style evolved over the years?
So I don't know. I think that's for the people who I have worked with to talk about. But I guess, fortunately, I got different kind of leaders and different kind of people to work with. And the good part in law is that you actually interact and learn from many different people across uh, the field, including you see judges how they hold the courts, you see senior advocates arguing, you see some lawyers just interacting in the corridors, and of course you interact with your seniors and your peers and your juniors. So it's a full set of learnings, it's a full set of observations that you look at over a period of time. And yeah, it evolves based on the learnings as we see. But at least for me, it was always a case where I always thought that if I want to, lead someone, I will have to first practice what I want to lead someone for. So I have never gone away from the real practice and then try and inspire people around me rather than push it down. So I think in a nutshell, I try and use the pull strategy rather than the push strategy, and see if I can, take people along with me rather than, push it down.
Wow. So, how do you mentor young legal team members for arbitration?
Again, I think for arbitration, as I said, one needs to be very careful. It's ultimately a legal profession, right? Arbitration is nothing but, in a way, court system in a little private settings. Only thing is strict rules of procedures and evidence don't apply, but that doesn't mean anything in terms of substantive law being applicable. So I think whatever applies to a lawyer going to courts, I think very much applies to a lawyer doing arbitration.
Beautiful. So, let's go to the next round and understand Vyapak as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So I grew up in Gujarat, in city of Ahmedabad, which obviously now is very popular with our prime minister coming from that region,
Yes.
and it has been talked about quite a bit. It was a city of entrepreneurs, a city of traders, city of politicians, city of lawyers, right from Mahatma Gandhi, and we are talking about Independence Day, and Sardar Patel, and many other, Moraji Desai, and a long list of lawyers and politicians and entrepreneurs, like large corporates, and financial markets. So I think we all grew up in a uh, uh, very different environment, in a sense that it was quite forward looking. The environment was very inclusive in that sense. Uh, and I studied in Ahmedabad through my career, right up to my master's in law which I did from Gujarat University and practiced in Gujarat High Court. Yes, I have a family of four in that sense before I got married. My parents and I have an elder brother who stays in US, and his journey is no different from any other Gujarati boy doing his engineering and then doing IIT Bombay and then going to US and doing something in the field of technology. So yeah, we are pretty much a typical Gujarati family in that sense. I had a little different journey because my parents, or rather my father, was not a lawyer, and so was not my brother. But my maternal side, I had a lot of people in the judicial field, and my maternal grandfather was a judge.
Oh,
So yeah, maybe I have got it from that side of my family.
wow. Okay. So, who has been your biggest cheerleader from your family or your friends?
I think I'm lucky enough in that sense. I have always got people who have supported right from my family to some of my competitors, so called, to even juniors or some of my mentees I have worked with. I think I have been blessed uh, to that extent, and been very very uh, happy with the situation that my career has been really supported by a lot of people who I met in the process.
Wow. So, Vyapak, how do you unwind after a long week of high stakes decision making?
I don't know. I don't take work home, at least from a mind perspective, uh, on a daily basis. Uh, that does not mean that I don't work 24 by 7. I think a lot of people tell me when I respond at unworldly hours that when do you unwind? But I think as lawyers, particularly when you are in a profession, having a mindset of switch on, switch off is very important. Uh, and unless you enjoy while you are working the work and enjoy whatever you are doing while you are not working, it commingles in some sense. So frankly, I know there is a lot of discussions on work life balance and doing different things and all of that, but frankly I have not seen life like that. I love the commingling part of it, but yeah, I try and switch on, switch off whenever I can, and obviously take my vacations. Lately I've been doing a lot of scuba, so going deep down under the water, where nobody can reach you in that sense for that 30 minutes, or practicing meditation and other things. I think those are the things that I do actively, but everything else comes naturally. I love meeting friends. I love doing things which are completely outside the usual routine. So yeah, I think it's a pretty much commingling of everything else.
So, if your friends had to describe you in three words, what would it be?
Me,
Hmm.
uh, I don't know. I can't say what they would talk about me because, but yeah, I think I'm a pretty. They like having me around them.
Okay.
So I think if it is just the three words, I think they would say we enjoy having your company or something like that.
Beautiful. Okay. So, is there a book or movie which has left a lasting impact on you?
So I am not a voracious reader outside law. So I don't think I've still found that one book which people usually talk about that changed their life. But movies, quite a bit, not one, but many of them. I think I enjoy watching them. And yeah, I think quite a few movies. Some of them look crap, or some of them are uh, not having any meaning, but still I enjoy because it gives me the chance to laugh, and sometimes that's good enough to having a long standing effect. And some movies obviously teach you, so I think it's a combination of that.
Wow. So my last three questions will be reflective. What are your plans for 2025 personally and professionally?
So professionally, as you know now, obviously I have a very
Hi.
important goal. I have ventured into this uh, a bit of risky territory in that sense, because I've been working with a law firm for 20 years, of setting up an independent chamber practice. So obviously my goal is to establish myself and find my foot in the journey of chamber practice. Personally, I think uh, my daughter is in 12th grade, so she's getting into college next year, and I don't know how her journey would go after this, because still you are in school, you are still different, and college usually is not at home in that sense. So I think personally I would like to see uh, that I can spend as much time and create as many memories, and give her whatever few last pieces of advice that I can give, making her sit next to me. Thereafter, I don't know how much chance I will get.
Okay.
So that's the
Wow.
personal goal.
Wow. So using this the coffee on show, I asked one of my coffee speakers to yeah, uh, share a message for the children. You can also do that for your daughter, which will be a lifetime memory she can live
Sure.
for.
I think only thing I can share with most of the children, and I'm sure most of the parents would say the same thing, but at least for my daughter, that I think what we can give to children is two things, right? We can give them the right tools for having the thought process, because then when they come to every juncture of making choices, they make those right choices. We'll not be there when they make the right, or rather wrong or a right choice, but whenever they are faced with different choices. So I think uh, we can only give them the right kind of thought process or philosophy, as we say, to make those choices. So one advice would be, you know, take into account what you have learned over the period of whatever 17, 18 years with us to make those choices. And once you make the choices, make sure you own it and follow it, and don't regret, because whatever decisions you make only gives you experiences for learning, rather than opportunities to regret. So make sure you make the right choice and follow it, and don't regret. And two is another thing that we can give as parents is health, right? So I guess if you are mentally and physically fit, then you can navigate the complicated or simple life, whichever way you want to navigate it, so long as your mental and physical health is proper. So yeah, keep
Beautiful.
fit, both mentally and physically, and make sure when you make a choice, follow it through and don't regret.
Beautiful. So let's go more reflective. What legacy would like to leave behind?
uh, I don't know, people should remember me as a good friend, uh, a person who they enjoyed having a conversation like this, and have repeated conversations like this. So I guess that's the legacy, that they remember me for the discussions we had, or the conversations that I had with them, because everything else will go away or fade away. But what we remember on memories is the conversations.
Beautiful said. Thank you. This is what coffee conversation or ये what do you say values are. Uh, Memory maker, change maker, and bring smiles for lifetime.
Sure,
So that's why I asked you a message for your daughter, which she can
sure,
uh, watch this episode during her life. Whenever she misses you, you are there
sure,
in person and
person,
talking to her.
sure,
So I got inspired from this two movies where there is the mother prepares a journal.
yeah,
She's based in Apna. She spends her youth days in Italy. So when mother dies, one of the friends gives her the journal,
yeah,
and she goes to Italy, checks up the places, and discovers her mother.
mother, yeah,
There is another movie also where same thing, Apna in journaling.
sure.
So that's why. Okay, since we're celebrating Independence Day, what message would you like to give to our viewers out there?
I think it's a very important and emotional day for most of us, right? I don't think most of us understand the journey people went through to get to the stage of independence. But don't take it lightly. Uh, and independence has given us the constitution. As lawyers, I think we should admire and make the best use of our constitution, which is nothing but both rights and responsibilities. So balance between both of them, and make sure you know uh, follow and appreciate both the rights and responsibilities that constitution is provided.
Beautiful said. So my last one is a googly one. Describe Vyapak in one line.
In one line, okay. uh, hmm, I don't know, I still have to think through, but someone who can bring smiles.
Okay. So let's put you in the hot seat, the rapid fire round. Arbitration or courtroom drama.
I think courtroom drama always scores.
Your favorite color.
uh, Generally these days I am after black. You can see in this chamber also, and a lot of people keep talking about it, but I think I've lately started liking black.
Wow. Your go-to comfort food during stressful casework.
Green tea.
Okay. Your favorite Gujarati cuisine.
Gujarati cuisine. I would say mm, Gujarati dhokla.
Okay. Best piece of advice received.
Don't lose your focus.
One legal term you wish the general public better understood.
Okay, this is a good one. Let me think it through. Without prejudice.
Wow, good. Your dream travel place.
Anything which has a seashore.
Wow. A quote that keeps you going.
A quote.
Hmm.
There is nothing permanent except change.
Beautiful. Tea or coffee to recharge.
Tea.
Okay. Let's race. So you did well, and here's a book.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. And it's been autographed also.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
So, friends, What a truly enriching and thought provoking conversation we had today with Vyapak Desai on this Independence Day special episode. An inspiring leader, a pioneer in arbitration, and a true ambassador of reform driven legal practice. From reshaping dispute resolution in India to mentoring the next generation of legal minds, your insights today have lit the path for many aspiring and practicing lawyers alike. Your blend of intellect, integrity, and innovation sets a powerful new bar standard for legal leadership in our times. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, personal story with us. It's been an absolute privilege having you on this platform. To our audience out there, if this today's conversation moved you, sparked curiosity, or left you inspired, don't forget to subscribe to the Coffee Corner Show on YouTube for more such powerful episodes with the 500 plus coffee speakers sharing their journey, professional, personal, and inspiring us. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep emerging. And we with another coffee speaker continue the conversation or a cup of coffee. And in person are for privileged coffee speakers as they got limited time slots. But on Zoom, we do every day two in India as well as international coffee speakers. So this celebration full week, the celebration continues on the Coffee Conversation Show. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.